Alright, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys checking in and tuning into this. I do tech and app slash software reviews and tutorials, and I'm going to be running through the full review of these Surface Buds that I got and just kind of walk through what I like, what I didn't like. If you liked the video, definitely like the video and then subscribe for more videos like this. Also appreciate any comments and feedback. Alright, into the review. So I did my first impressions video, took a second to figure out a couple things. If I would have read this thing right out of the gate, this would have been nice. So they come with these sweet instructions. So it talks about the fit of the ear, which is very important. Going down to the touch controls, which is pretty standard across the industry. And then getting them connected to your devices. So definitely check this out. It's very helpful. But if you don't want to check that out, then I will tell you. So when you first put these guys in, they don't, as they say, jam into your ear. They kind of sit into your ear. So you have to hold it down and then twist up to fit in, and they kind of just sit in your ear. And when I first did it, it just felt obviously a little weird and new. And I think they're onto something. This feels, as far as comfort goes, it's actually a lot more comfortable just because these tips, and they have 3 different sizes that they come with, they just feel a lot better to the touch rather than like the hard plastic of like an Airpod or something like that. And I hate, this is just personal preference of mine, but I hate the earbuds that kind of just push in and lock in against your ear. Those just are the most uncomfortable for me. And so these kind of sitting here feel great. The problem with these is they're just not super reliable yet. So there's a couple things. I love the design. The design's super smooth. I think it looks different and cool. So I don't think this looks any worse than having an AirPod in your ear from a design perspective. So from that, I really actually like it. I like how they're trying to do something different with these, and it's very functional as well. So I'll get into that. But these, if I wore them too long like this, they're just not reliably able to stay in. I can run with my AirPods, and that's the product I'm directly comparing them to. And so compared to that fit, it's just not there yet. I love the idea of it, and I hope they keep running with it. It's just not there yet. These just start to turn, and once it turns down and the tip goes down like this into your ear, all bets are off and they're falling out for sure. But it is cool how they were able to design something pretty close to that. And I mean, I think it looked cool. I honestly was super bummed out because I really wanted them to fit better than what they do. So that sucks. Hopefully they keep running with it and they can get a new version out, which sits better. So that's good. For the build quality, these are awesome. So you can check out, like, these are just like really premium smooth earbuds. I think the design and the build quality of these specifically are great. The case, not so much. Who cares too much? I don't care too much about it. But yeah, the case seems a little chintzy. This build of the power block and the charging center is fine. This is super flimsy. I can see this like busting easy. So that kind of sucks. USB-C, that's great. Works out fine. So build quality from these, great. Overall, I would bump it down a little bit comparing to the AirPods. And then heading into a couple other bad things. The sound quality is not the same as AirPods. The difference, I feel like, is the connectivity in some way, and I'll have to research a little bit more about this, but the connectivity and the sound quality just leaves a little bit of a buzzing in your ear, which didn't sit very well because the AirPods are very clean in that way, where they connect very easily. They sound great for what they do, and I was hoping for a little bit more richer sound, and these just had too much of a little buzz coming with it, and I connected them to both my laptop and my phone, and yeah, it just kind of left me a little unimpressed from that perspective. So I was hoping to have better sound quality than that. Hopefully the next iteration will be better. The function and ease of use of these guys, very easy to set up. Obviously with this, walking it through, but if you have any type of Windows device or Surface device, it catches on right away and gets connected very easily. Even same thing with the iPhone through the Surface Audio app that they have released. Very simple and connects right away to your phone. So that's good news. From a automatic like switching standpoint, I try to connect them to both my computer and my phone, which I did with my other Surface headphones. these handle switching great. These did not handle it at all very well. And I don't know if they're really set it up to do that yet, but it wasn't great at all. So I had to kind of choose which one I would prefer. I can see it working in a couple different settings. If you're at work all the time and you're connecting on team calls or Zoom calls and things like that, and you want these connected to your computer and you're just going to run it that way, I think it's great. If you have a phone calling service that you're running through your computer and that's the only device you're using, I think it's awesome. If you only want to use them for your phone and you're making calls and those types of things, I think it worked great. So I did test in those types of scenarios. If I chose one device to just run with it, it was awesome. If I had to connect to both of them and have them switch back and forth, very poor performance. A little unimpressed from that, but that's not like a killer for me. But these just made it so nice that if I got a phone call and I was listening to something on the laptop, it switched over automatically and I didn't have to worry about it. So hopefully they can fix that and get that right down the road. From like a tech perspective and the controls on these things, so awesome and very smooth. So this is some of the positives. So they have tap to play and answer calls and hang up and all that kind of stuff. If you swipe up on the left side, then it skips forward. If you swipe down, it skips backwards just for songs. On the right side, if you swipe up, then it goes volume up. If you swipe down, then it's volume down. And those were super consistent. The haptics on these things, very subtle, but also nice to get a reassurance that you're doing the correct controls of whatever you're trying to do. If you hold either side, then it brings up whatever assistant that you're using, which is nice. And from that perspective, I think these were just so much better and intuitive. I've played around with the Airpods Pro. They have a similar function where you can like tap and do that kind of stuff, and that was good too. These just have more surface area, so it felt more comfortable and better than those did, but both did about the same function in a different way, just as good. So just kind of your preference on that side. Battery life, nothing super crazy. This charging case lasts like 5 times, and then these guys, if you're gonna just play music straight, it's like 7 hours, 4 hours if you're on a call, something like that. So they worked fine. Nothing like crazy. Not as good as the AirPods, however, good enough for what you'd probably be using. As far as like just a last assessment, I think the potential for these is crazy high. If they could get the fit right and the sound quality better, the device switching, whatever, that doesn't matter too much to me, but those other two things. And lastly, the price, $200 for these seems super pricey. Honestly, $150 seems a little pricey for them based off what they do and the market that they're trying to reach. But I would totally pick these up for $100 if I was just going to be like working and having them as a dedicated office headphone. I think they'd work great and I would love it. And just because you're not really doing anything active and running around or whatever, and the sound quality is decent enough. And you know me, I'm a Microsoft fanboy, so I'm willing to try out products and kind of run through them and see how it fits into the life of the consumer in that way. But yeah, price, sound quality, and the fit need to be fixed before these can really start to take off, in my opinion. So overall though, I think this is a super exciting new product, and it's kind of cool to see Microsoft and Surface push the envelope again with these. I know I'm a little late with this, and by now the AirPods Pro have been coming out, and that's fine. But this is just pretty revolutionary, especially with the touch controls, the fit. If they bring out noise canceling in these guys and fix some of these issues I already talked about, could be a huge game changer, and I'm excited to see what they do with that. I hope they don't give up on it. I know Microsoft just recently released a dedicated Teams Surface headphones, which are pretty cool. Definitely trying to appeal to the office market with that. Same could be true with these types of things. I don't know if they're going to be able to reach the average consumer with iPhones and Androids, just like walking around using these as their daily driver. But if they fix that fit though, last note, I just love the fact that Microsoft's willing to push the boundaries on these things. I mean, you saw it with when they first brought out the Surface and trying to make it a dedicated app system, which didn't work because they don't have the ecosystem for it. But they just kept grinding and like bringing out new products. And now we got a really cool two-in-one type category that was never there before. I know that some people don't love the touchscreen with these laptops, but I think it makes a huge difference to open up some boundaries that were there definitely before. So that's really cool to see. And hopefully they take the same approach with these types of things, and even the Surface headphones, where they continue to up the quality of noise canceling, sound quality, battery life, because from a comfort perspective, they're so smooth. And even these, like when you get them in and they fit pretty well, they feel great. Like I think I could wear these forever. The problem is they just start to fall out when you're moving your head around and kind of doing different things, especially like even just walking. It just wasn't a great fit for that. But if Microsoft can take some of these issues and like go back and refine it, I think these could be a game changer for sure, especially for the Surface community that's really out there. So that's my take on them. I was excited to check them out and try them on. I definitely don't think I'll use them more than the AirPods, but you know, I mean, I like to check it out and try it in different scenarios. So I'm sure I could find a home for them. Anyways, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you guys enjoy the review. I'll leave some notes in the description and definitely appreciate any comments you guys have. Till next time, peace out.